how to create a public folder mailbox and what is a public folder. So public folder is a common share kind of folder where you can share the content without sending an email, or you can have a group on group chat in the exchange itself, in the Outlook client itself. Right. So now in order to create a public folder, you need to first have a public folder mailbox. Without a public folder mailbox, you can't create a public folder, because if you're creating a public folder, it should reside somewhere. It should have a mailbox. It should store the data. It is not users' data. It is a common data which is accessible by multiple users at a time. Right. So it would have a separate mailbox database. So it will have a separate mailbox, and that mailbox is stored in a Exchange database, and that public folder is accessed by multiple users at a time from that public folder mailbox. So let's see how to create a public folder mailbox first. We'll be creating two mo- uh, public folder mailboxes, one with the Exchange management shell and one with the Exchange admin center. So let's log into our Exchange admin center. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's navigate to servers, sorry, public folders. Here we have public folders, and here we can see we have public folders tab and public folder mailboxes tab. So here it is showing that no public folders exist in this organization. Before you create a public folder, please make sure that you created at least one public folder mailbox. So once you create a public folder mailbox, then only you can create a public folder. So let's go to public folder mailboxes. We'll create a public folder mailbox. So we'll click on the plus sign. We'll give the public folder mailbox name. So my organization name, I'll give SP hyphen public folder PF01. Right. So that's the name I am giving. Now it needs an OU where it will reside. It needs an OU on our active directory where it will reside. So let's browse our active directory. We'll expand domain users and we'll give resources OU to reside. It needs an Exchange mailbox database also. So we'll click on browse. We'll give MD MBDP02 and we'll click save. So our public folder mailbox is created successfully. Our mailbox folder is created successfully. Now we are going to see how to create a public folder mailbox using the Exchange management shell. Right. So we'll go to the Exchange management shell. I'm having already my Exchange management shell here. We'll just clear the screen. So in order to create a public folder mailbox, we are creating a mailbox. So we'll make use of command as just a second. I'll maximize it. Yeah. Oh, we'll make the use of command new mailbox. Now mailbox type is public folder, and now we need to give the name of the public folder. So we'll be giving the name as SP hyphen PF02, public folder 02. SP is our organization name. Let's press enter. Right. So it is saying that the name SP-PF02 has been successfully created on this server dmember01. We didn't receive an error. So it is creating a new session for this. Now we want to validate it is created or not. We want to validate it is created or not. So we'll run the command get mailbox. Get mailbox. Type is public folder. And we are going to format it. We are going to pipe the result in the form of format list by name, by server name. Then we need the details of the database also. And we need that it is root public folder mailbox or not. We'll say is root public folder mailbox. We'll press enter. So you can see my SPPF01 is a true. It is a root public folder mailbox. And the SPPF02 is not a root public folder mailbox. This is false. This is on MBDB02. This on MBDB01. Why this is on MBDB01? So Exchange has automatically decided to place it on a respective database because we didn't define on which Exchange database it should reside. Right. So let's navigate to the admin center. We'll refresh here. I can see the SP-PF01 public folder 01 is a primary hierarchy. So that is a root public folder mailbox. And this is having a secondary hierarchy, which is a non-root public folder mailbox. Now let's navigate to public folders. We'll create a public folder here. We'll click on the plus icon and we'll give the folder name. So I'm giving sales team, then path is root. We'll click save. So now this is my public folder. It has no subfolders. Is it mail enabled? No. And does it have a mailbox? No. And the public folder mailbox databases. No, it's just a moment. I'll refresh the screen. Let me log out and log in again. I'll relaunch the session. I'll relaunch the session. Maybe. Yeah. So we can see now this has subfolders is no, mail enabled is no, and mailbox. It is on the mailbox SP-PF01. So it is just a formatting issue. I may be right. So now, first of all, it doesn't have any sub folders. It is not mail enabled, and it is on my public folder mailbox 01. Now we can enable here from mail settings, so it will have a mail copy also. So I'll click enable. So it is saying, are you sure you want to enable mail for the selected public folder? We'll say yes. So you can see now it has a mail enabled. It is now mail enabled. So now let's create one more public folder. I'm giving the HR team. We'll click save. Now here you can see this also doesn't have any subfolders. It is not mail enabled. So I'm not going to mail enable it. I am not going to mail enable it. Eventually, first we'll go to the sales team public folder mailbox. So the sales team public folder mailbox will go to properties of the public folder. Now here we can find the general information where it is saying name of the folder, path, total items when it was modified, public folder mailbox, right? If you go to statistics, no statistics are there because we have still not made use of it. We can define the limits, right? We can have general mail properties. We can have email address. So email address is already defined, sales team @sp.com. It is member of no groups. Delivery options are there. Send as and send on behalf options are there. And we have mail flow settings. So it has so many of tabs. So most of the properties we are covering in user mailboxes. So I'm not going to focus here. We'll click on save, just close it. Now if you go to HR public folder and if you go to properties, so here we can see we have limitations. We have limitations because this is not a mail enabled public folder. This is not a mail enabled public folder. Now here we need to define a owner and a user who's going to access or play with or use the public folder. So let's say we'll go to sales team. Now here we can see on the right hand side pane, we have folder permissions. So we'll click on manage. We'll click on plus icon to add the permission level. Now it is asking first of all user, which user want. So I'm going to add, let's say Seema as our owner of this folder. So we'll give the owner of the folder. So it has full permissions. It can create items, read items, create subfolders, edit own, edit all, delete own, folder visibility, folder contact, folder owner, etc. It can do anything. So click on save. We'll add one more user. Let's say we'll add Krishna and we'll make Krishna as a publishing editor. We'll click save. We'll add one more user. Let's say we'll add Sonali and we'll give her limited rights. We can give a author, editor, or a custom permissions also. We can select customs permissions, right? We can say create items and read items. That's all. We'll click save. It has custom permissions. We'll click save. Right? Now if we see, we have Krishna as publishing editor, Seema as the owner, and Sonali as the custom permissions. Now let's log in with Krishna first. Right? Krishna as publishing editor permissions. Yeah. We'll log in with Krishna. So it's a team member over. Now, as we have sales team public folder mail enabled, so we can send a mail also. So we'll click new item. We'll define the mail address, sales team @sp.com. Click for search directory. It has searched. So Test email for public folder. Hello admin, please test the public folder. Mayors Krishna. And he's sending the mail to the public folder. So let it get sent. It is in draft. Yeah. So the mail is sent. Now how we can access this public folder? How we can access the public folder? So we'll right click on the favorites. We'll say add public folder to favorites. So we can see we have two public folders. So we'll select first folder. We'll say add to favorites and we'll select HR also and say add to favorites. And we'll close this. So now here we can see we have sales team public folder and HR public folder. So it is refreshing the items. We'll wait for a moment. As you can see here, the email which was sent by Krishna is visible here. It is visible here. Now let's log out from Krishna's account and we'll ask Sonali to log in. In the same manner, Sonali can also add public folders. Go to sales and you can see she is able to find the sales team public folder information. So now she can chat here, she can send information. So you can see now it is not showing send email here. When she is part of the sales team public folders, it is showing post. So we'll ask her to post, for example, new project. Hello team, we are having new project. Thank you. Congratulations. And we'll post it. Right now, still it is not visible here. We'll log out and we'll log in with Seema's account and we'll check it. We'll ask her also to add the public folder. We'll go to sales team. I can see this is a draft. It is showing that this is a draft and it is visible. It is visible. And here we can see that we have the information. This mail was sent by Krishna, so we can send a mail also and we can post the things also. Clear with the concept of public folder and public folder mailbox?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay, so let's move ahead with new topic. We'll come back to the Exchange Management Center, sorry, Exchange Admin Center. Now we are going to see how to restrict a user for message delivery restrictions. How we can restrict a user for exchange message delivery restrictions. So we'll go to the user mailbox. We can go to the user mailbox. We can select a specific user. Let's say I'll select Sonali. We'll go to properties of the Sonali, and we have here mailbox features. If we scroll down, here we can see we have message delivery restrictions. So if we go to view details, now here we can see it is saying accept messages from. So from whom you want to accept the messages. From whom you want to accept the messages. So by default, it is all senders. Or we can specify only senders in the following list. So we can click on the plus icon and we can define the senders from whom Sonali can receive the message. So we'll say Sonali can receive message from Krishna only. And reject messages from. So if we want that she should not be able to receive message from any another user, right? So see, these both are not configured together. Either you configure this, either you configure this, because it is contradictory, right? So eventually what we'll say, she should receive message from Krishna. And if we say we want to block a specific user, we can define here also that, let's say we'll define, for example, that she should not receive message from John. She should not receive message from John, and she should receive message from Krishna only. So we'll click OK and we'll click save. Now let's go and log in with John first. Then we'll log in with user Seema, or let's first we'll go and log in with user Seema, or we'll log in with user Seema, and last we'll first log in with John. And we'll ask John to send email to user Sonali. Right, so you can see it is showing in the mail tip itself. You don't have permission to send to user Sonali Vendre, remove recipients, but he's trying to still send the mail. Still he's sending the email to the user Sonali. So immediately he got a delivery report that delivery has failed to the recipients. Your message could not be delivered to the mailbox because you don't have permission to send it to it. Right? Ask the mailbox email admin to grant you permission and then try again. Right? Now let's log in with the user Krishna. We'll ask Krishna to send an email to Sonali. Right? So Krishna is sending a mail to Sonali. We'll ask her to send him to send. So message is sent. Message is sent. Now we'll log in with the user Seema. We'll see Seema is able to send email or not. So we have allowed Krishna and sending emails, accepting emails from Krishna, and we had denied that John can't send email to Sonali. But we have not defined any another user elsewhere. So we'll ask Seema to log in and try that she is able to send email to Sonali or not. So we'll ask Sonali to Seema to send an email to Sonali. Right? You can see she's also receiving a message that she doesn't have the permission to send email to Sonali because as I conveyed, both options are contradictory. Either you should give in the first name, first allowed options, or you should do in the rejected options. If you are doing both, then you need to explicitly define each and every user in both the sections, which is very cumbersome task. Or you can define the groups also, but ideally you should define the users. We'll accept emails from all senders, just we'll reject that if we don't want email from 20 users, we'll add that to the rejected options. I will discard the changes and we'll log in as Sonali and we'll validate it. Right, so we can see that she has received email from Krishna, but she has not received email from John because John's email was rejected eventually. Clear till now?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Yes, sir.
It now let's try to install Outlook client and configure Exchange on our Outlook client. Let me see if I can download Outlook client or Outlook 2013 trial edition. Let me check it. Okay, let me see if I have any Office utility available. Let me see. Let me download. I'm not sure it is the right file or not. Switch my internet connection. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes,
Krishna,
sir,
am I
you're audible.
audible? Why
Yes, sir,
Rajesh
you're audible.
dropped?
Uh, we will call him, sir. Actually,
Yeah,
pinged me
please.
just 10 minutes. He pinged me like 20 minutes ago. He's not feeling well. So I will
Hmm.
call him because of
Yeah, please check.
he was in night shift, that's what. So I will call him, sir.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Hi, sir. I tried called. His mobile is switched off. So he
Mm,
told me you
mm.
continue. Please continue the Azure session as well. He will connect with me in the evening, and we'll do the practical.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, he didn't have the sleep and the internet. That's what he's not feeling well. So he pinged me.
Fine, fine. No worries.
Fine. No.
Let the Office download get completed. We'll try. We'll see the Office client access. Then we'll switch to the Azure session. Okay.
Okay, sir. Fine.
is almost about 70% completed because we are downloading file of 3 GB. So tell me one thing, till when his night shift is going be there?